Hello, everyone. Welcome to our group presentation. Today, we're going to present about our company, Elite, that we created on BSG. Our team, including Margaret Mitchcar, A. Martinez, Landweb, and me, Anhui. Our presentation will go through six main parts. The first part is BSG overview. Next is in-depth about our team positions. Uh, Next is our mission and strategy, achievement, challenges, and the last one is overall takeaways. Firstly, I'll give a short overview of the business strategy game, commonly known as the BSG simulation. The BSG is an online competitive strategy simulation where student teams run a global athletic footwear company and make management decisions year by year. According to Thompson and his colleagues in 2023, the simulation requires coordinating key functional decisions such as production planning, marketing strategy, financing, corporate social responsibility, pricing, and global distribution. The purpose of the simulation is to help students practice strategic decision making in a dynamic, competitive market environment. Research on business simulations, such as the work of Faria et al. In 2009, shows that these tools significantly strengthen analytical skills, teamwork, and the ability to understand cross-functional business impacts. BSG integrates these concepts by requiring students to analyze competitor actions, markets reports, and performance metrics each round. The performance in BSG is measured using financial and competitive indicators like earnings per share, return on equity, stock price, image rating, and overall competitive strength. Ultimately, the simulation demonstrates how strategic choices, both short term and long term, directly influence company performance and competitive outcome. So I will go briefly through our roles and responsibilities at Elite. My name is An Nguyen, and I'm an operation manager at Elite. My responsibility is to ensure efficient production, quality, cost control across on facilities. Next is our sales data analyst, Margaret Mitchcar. She is gonna analyze sales outcomes and proposes new strategies to meet end of year expectations. Next is our medical lab scientist, Aid Martinez. She's gonna provide accurate diagnostic testing, maintains quality control, and supports reliable patient care in the laboratory. And lastly is our marketing manager, Lanweb. He will provide marketing strategy by managing pricing, advertising, and brand positioning across global regions. I will go through our mission and vision. Elite's mission is to deliver high quality footwear that inspires confidence, elevates performance, and brings long lasting value to customers worldwide. This mission expresses what we do and why we do it, which is to create reliable, performance driven products that customers can trust. Our vision is to become a global leader in performance footwear through innovation, sustainability, and exceptional customer value. This vision reflects where we're heading and the long term impact we aim to make in the market. Together, our mission and vision guide every strategic decision we make. They push us to operate efficiently, invest in product quality, focus on customer needs, and innovate for long term competitiveness. These commitments shape Elite's identity and drive our continued growth.
Hi, my name is Margaret Mitchka, and I'm the data analyst for the Elite company. I focused on our sales and comparing them to previous years and figuring out strategies for the following years. I'm going to be talking about our business model and strategy that we implemented as a group. We're going to go over the goal of the company, the available models that we used, our model that we came up with, our strategy that we came up with, and the outcome of using our model and strategy. So first, we didn't use a specific model. We used what's called a business non-model and strategy, and I'll show you what I mean by that when I say that. Our goal as a company is to be cost effective. That was our number one goal. We want to stay competitive in the market, right? We wanted to focus on high EPS, ROE, image rating. Of course, we wanted to raise the stock price. And of course, we wanted to become a premium brand and focus on premium materials. And we thought that that would lead to high customer satisfaction. And those were our goals as the elite company. Now, the available models that we referenced and used, or at least just looked at, we had the Ansoff matrix available to us, the value chain analysis, and the generic cost leadership. Now, our model is not really any of those strictly. We just kind of used a little bit from some of them. So obviously we focused on cost effectiveness, which meant we didn't really focus on one area of the business, meaning we didn't focus strictly on operations versus distribution versus labor, wages, anything like that. We just kind of made minimal changes where we saw fit. So anytime that we saw something in distribution that maybe had to be updated, we just updated that. We didn't really update a ton of stuff because we believe that minimal changes can also have major impacts. So we also focused on positive revenue. Of course, we wanted to exceed expectations. We wanted to make sure that we came out with a surplus every single year. And that means we had to focus on our strengths and weaknesses. And with our strengths, we made sure to hang on to those and use them as much as we can. And then, of course, we wanted to focus on the weaknesses so that we know how to improve. Now, our strategy included a few things. One thing that we did was we raised wages 1% every single year, no matter what. We saw and we know that this is a very positive change and it's very productive and it's very good for morale and for wages and production. It's also very effective and efficient. So we focused on that every single year, 1%. Then we also maintained celebrity endorsements. We had 1 to 2 every single year, and we had positively maintained it. And we thought that would be really great for our customers and to put us a little bit more on the social media map and to get us going online. It expanded our brand a bit, so that was really positive. We also focused on premium materials and expanding the line. So we as a company decided that premium materials was more effective and more profitable. And we also just want to market ourselves as a premium brand. And that made us focus on expanding the line because customer retention obviously works with expanding lines and making sure they have choices and making sure that they like our choices. And then, of course, we only made necessary distribution changes. Like if there was a really high rejection rate, we did look into that. Otherwise, we tried to keep everything as operationally strict as possible. We didn't want to mess with a ton of things unless we really needed to look into it. And then, of course, we compared and improved from previous years and our competitors. Now, what is the outcome of using this model and strategy that we implemented? Well, the outcome for year 11 to year 20 shows as follows. Our earnings per share went from 4.94 to 14.63. That's a major increase. We're really proud of that. We unfortunately did have a decline in our return on equity. We went from 38.1 to 16.4. So that was not our strong suit with the strategy. Now, our image rating was quite high. We maintained a 96 and above for 6 consecutive years. And for all of these years, we maintained above an 80. So that's quite positive. Our credit rating remained or maintained at an A plus for 7 consecutive years, which is amazing. And then, of course, our stock price did increase. It went from 136.18 to 231.42. And then, of course, we had major categories where we succeeded at least 25% above the industry average by year 20. Some of these include operating profit and operating profit margin for wholesale, specifically North America. In all locations, we had the total production cost and the delivery time, model availability, and free delivery. So these are just some of the things that came about by using our strategy and our model.
From years 11 to 20, our company showed strong and consistent performance. Our EPS grew from $4.94 to $14.63, and our ROE remained competitive, ranging from 38.1 to 16.4. We maintained an excellent image rating of 96 or higher for 6 straight years and held an A+ credit rating for 7 years. Our stock price also rose sharply, increasing from $136.18 to $231.42. By year 20, by the end of the period, we were performing at least 25% above the industry average in several key areas: operating profit and margins, production costs, delivery time, North America market share, and overall product availability with free delivery. These results show strong execution and sustained competitive advantages. This slide highlights the main achievements behind our performance. In workforce and training, we steadily increased wages, strengthened training, and improved worker-supervisor ratios. In production and expansion, we invested heavily in new equipment and facilities across all regions and adopted improvements that reduce costs and reject rates. For product quality, we used higher grade materials, expanded our models, and featured and continued investing in TQM and Six Sigma. In marketing, we increased both online and wholesale spending, improved pricing strategies, and introduced free shipping, which helped strengthen SQ and delivery times. We also expanded private label and contract production, strengthened brand recognition through endorsements, supported CSR efforts with annual donations and better working conditions, and maintained strong financial discipline with responsible use of loans and stable operations.
Hi, my name is Aide, and my section was part of the challenges, and several challenges shaped our company's performance throughout the simulation. One of the major challenges was managing high production and labor costs, especially in regions like North America and Asia Pacific. Our labor expenses were constantly higher than the industry average, which made it harder for us to compete on a price and limited our ability to pursue a low cost strategy. Our second challenge was consistency in market share across regions. As the competitive effort and time series graph showed, our market share fluctuated year to year. These shifts were constantly caused by aggressive competitor prices, changes in SQ ratings, and variations in advertising or retailer support. It was difficult to maintain a stable momentum across all markets. And finally, we faced the challenge of constantly shifting competitive dynamics because competitors frequently increase their SQ and promotional efforts or delivery performance, and we had to continuously adjust our strategy to stay aligned. These changes required us to balance our financial resources carefully while still trying to improve performance dynamics. When we look deeper into these challenges, we gain several important insights. One key learning was how critical cost control is to long term performance. Our high production and labor expenses limited our strategic flexibility. By improving efficiency and productivity, we can create a stronger and more stable financial foundation. Another insight came from analyzing competitor moves. We noticed gaps in areas such as consistent SQ ratings, delivery times, and model availability. These gaps represent strategic opportunities. By offering reliable quality and consistent consumer value, we can differentiate our brand in a way that competitors may not match. And lastly, we learned that we need to align more closely with regional customer needs. Each market behaves differently, and our strategies need to reflect that. For example, in Europe, Africa responds stronger to SQ, while Latin America is more sensitive to pricing and delivery times. Adjusting our approach by region can help us build a stronger and more loyal customer base over time.
Now, here are our main takeaways from the BSG simulation. First, we learned that strategic alignment is essential. Whenever our decisions in production, marketing, and finance supported one clear direction, our performance became more consistent. We also saw how powerful data driven decisions are by analyzing industry reports, competitor actions, and cost structures. We were able to make choices that improve our financial results. Another key lesson was the importance of balanced performance. Metrics like EPS, ROE, stock price, and image rating on work together. So improving one at the expense of another wasn't sustainable. Operational efficiency was also a major factor. Managing labor, capacity, and quality had a direct impact on profitability and competitiveness. And finally, adaptability and teamwork played a huge role in our success. Responding to industry changes and coordinating as a team helped us build a stronger overall strategy, and these takeaways will stay valuable far beyond the simulation. Because it gives us a clearer understanding of how real companies compete and succeed. Here are two references that I used earlier in the beginning of the presentation. Other data later on we base on our weekly and over year during the simulation. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening. And if you have any question, please leave the comment and we will reply to it. Thank you.